Greetings. Today we're going to do a panel hardware order. Um, so we'll start off with our Compass Web. In order to get your procedures, you can go to the Compass Web, go to your standard procedures, go to engineering, and then you can download the procedure by going from engineering to procedures, and then the panel hardware order procedure, which I'm pointing at now. There will be a Swiss section added to this, and that's where the panel hardware order Swiss will be. I will show a brief of the one that's currently in progress. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and go to Revit. And we're going to start off by confirming that the hardware order parameter exists. Now, if you've already done orders on here, you can skip this step, but you'll go to Manage, go to Project Parameters, and just check to be sure that hardware order exists in the project. If it's your first time, you may need to add it. If not, then you can follow the long procedure that is in the engineering section of the Compass for that panel hardware order procedure. So once we've confirmed that this parameter exists, we can go ahead and cancel. And now what we will go ahead and start off with is we will go to our 3D views, the BIM 360 3D views, and open up the WWP only 3D view. And here is where you will isolate your panels for your order that you're going to be making. For this particular procedure, or for this particular video, I'm going to go ahead and isolate. We're going to go ahead and select that panel, and we're going to go ahead and select this panel here. All right, now both panels are selected. We can go ahead and go to the little glasses over there, isolate elements. And at this point, you can click on the screen, unhighlight so you unhighlight them and go to your add-ins tool. And at this point, we will go to the hardware veneer orders add-in. Click on that. And it's going to gray out your project browser. So here's where you will see when you point at it, a little plus will show. So click on that one. And since we're doing two panels on this particular example, we're going to click on this panel as well. Now you can see that both are selected by seeing that there's a minus on it and so on and so forth. So now that we've got those selected, we're going to go ahead and hit finish. This particular order is going to be, because this one, for this example, it's going to be P. You're going to use capital P hyphen. This one will be 18. You will normally start with 1 or whatever your next order is. And then we're going to put parentheses. Since this is a thin shell job, we will have a T in the parentheses. At this point, we'll go ahead and hit enter. And that should finish up. We'll let the computer do its work. Now that has applied. If you click on this, you can see that hardware order is populated in the properties. To there, you could click through and cycle through everything. You can see that the add-in is added the hardware order to each item that is in the assembly, or the model, actually. So now we will go up to our next step. Bear with me for a moment. I'm going to take a quick reference. At this point, once we've run that, okay, what it did was it created two new schedules. It created the schedule for the panel hardware order, as named as thus shown, as highlighted in the project browser. And it also did the same assignment for the same assignment, but a schedule for raw panel hardware as well. That's for our raw materials to build these parts and pieces. So once we've seen that those have been made, we can now go to the sheets portion. Under sheets, you will go to the P-XX, and this one is thin shell, so T again, and panel hardware orders. You'll see that this job has them already. So we'll skip the step that creation of the consolidated panel hardware order sheet, but we will go ahead and open that. As you can see right here, that is already there. This is a sheet that will be updated with each order it automatically updates what once it's created. The thing that to do will be to literally change the date. So today's date is 12-22-2022. So we have updated that date. No other revisions will be tracked on this sheet. As just the date gets released with each panel hardware order that we do. So now that we've got that sheet open, we're going to go ahead and create one. As you can see, we're looking for P18. We have not created that sheet yet, so we'll go ahead, Control C to copy that, click in here and Control V. That will create a new sheet for you of that title block that we've made. And now we will go ahead and rename it. This will be P-18 T, close parenthesis, and OK. So now that we have that sheet, the next step will be to drag your schedules onto the sheet. For this, we will go ahead and grab the top one for the panel hardware order. This is all the assembled P hardware in their numbers. This sheet goes at the top. And then we have for this order, we also want to grab the raw material so that we know what materials we need to have prepared to build these. And this sheet, this schedule gets snapped to about the midpoint of the title block. Okay, so at this point, now we will set the date as 12-22-2022. This sheet is now prepared. So at this point, we will then go back to our add-ins. At this point, you'll go ahead and go to your BIM 360 upload tool. You'll click on that. You will need to go ahead and click allow. Click this only once. You may be asked to log in if you haven't logged in recently, and go ahead and click allow. So one click and just patiently wait. Now at this point, it's going to go ahead and come up with, it's going to come up here. You'll create a new set. There's a procedure that will be released here in the nearest future. Daniel has graciously recorded it already. We just got to get it published. But for instance, you would create a new set. You would name it panel hardware orders number. So ours would be 18. Then you would underscore with 22 for the year, the month of 2-digit month. So this would be 12, and then the day would be 22. So ours would be panel hardware orders 18, 22, 12, 22. Since we aren't actually sending this order, I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. But you would then hit save and continue on with the rest of the order to get this uploaded to BIM 360. Then you will follow the step to have this brought on to BIM 360. I should have had this one open already, but I have my shortcut already for one of our active jobs. And where you will be actually placing this on BIM 360 is in the project management folder. You're literally going to bring it to this folder, which will be in the portion, and that's all you will drop. You will drop the consolidated order sheet and the specific order sheet that you are creating, which would be, for this one, would be the P18T hardware order. Any new hardware drawings would be dropped in here as well, since this would be existing panels that have already been in the series and all the hardware has already been drawn and ordered before. We're just have the order sheet and the consolidated order sheet. So the next thing that you'll want to do after you've uploaded your order sheets to any additional drawings to BIM 360, you'll then go ahead and need to upload do a data upload to our Compass. So it will populate the IFC tracker with this particular order for whatever panels that you were ordering for. So this, you would go ahead and click the data upload button. You would say go to PC, go to panel hardware upload, follow the directions, and that's where you would then push this information to for the final step. So once you've completed all these previous steps that we've just gone over, you will be sending an email to project management team. Let's go ahead and go over to the example. So the example of the email would literally be to email sent out to the project manager, assistant PM, purchaser, and also your D&E team lead and any teammates that are also on the project. In this, you will have the body of the information will be as shown here, pretty straightforward, very short and to the point. You will also take a snip of the IFC tracker. As shown above, please be sure that you have done the data upload before you do your snip, as once you've done the upload, your IFC tracker will have the hardware order. For instance, this email, when this was taken, was for the P3 order. So that's what you'll want to make sure that you have run the data upload first, then put your snip in, send it on off to the team. And that concludes one other thing. We did have one question from when we did the initial rollout of the hardware order procedure. The question was, when do we issue revised and a revised order sheet? Say we went ahead and released this order P18. The answer would be literally, we needed to actually order 4, say P52s or something in that nature, and we actually ordered 2. For some reason, something was wrong. Then you would go ahead, talk to project, inform project management, inform the plant. There's a whole nother procedure that will be shown, that will be distributed at a later date. But when a revision has to go out, the project management team and plant team need to be aware of this. So you would then put a revision on just the hardware order sheet, not the consolidated order sheet. Again, the consolidated order sheet is primarily for totaling of everything as project completion. But the plant will need to know how many pieces, because that will not only be the parts that are going, you will have the revision of the updated raw material as well. So I hope this video helps and clarifies any questions. If you have any other questions, please feel free to contact anybody in the drafting standards team.